Okay, good evening everyone and welcome to our channel Jit Ki Pathshala. We are going to discuss elective geography for class 9. So let's start the lesson without wasting our time. Chapter 4, Human Settlement. This is the last lesson for your half yearly examination according to the course. Others, all 3 lessons we have completed. Total 4 lessons are there for your half yearly and this is the 4th one. Okay, so take out the book till others come. Human settlement. So what happened to others? Okay, see the whether other comes or not, we will not see that one. We will start our lesson. Okay, so human settlement, the place of permanent or temporary habitation created by man for living is known as human settlement. Okay, yes, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, why you are so late? Huh? We have already started. Ready? Take out the lesson quickly. Lesson number 4. So the place of permanent or temporary habitation created by men for living is known as human settlement. Underline this one. Okay, what do you mean by human settlement? Human settlement is a place where people will generally people will make their permanent habitat. Habitat means house. Okay, or it may be temporary also. Any place where human being will made or a human being will construct their house for permanently or for it may be for temporary also. That place is known as human settlement. Okay, the place of permanent or temporary habitation, as I have already said, any place where human being construct their house or home to live permanently or it may be for temporary, that place is known as human settlement. Okay, yes, good evening everyone. So underline 1 mark already you have got. After food, man requires a place for shelter for his safety and social life. Yes, good evening Mirbon. Third line we have reached. After food, first of all is necessary food. After food, what we need? After food we need many things, like it may be a place for shelter, isn't it? We need food, no doubt, but after that we need a place where we can stay safely. So after food, what we need? Man requires place for shelter, for safety and social life. We also need a place where we can lead a social life. If your parents will take you and leave you in the middle of jungle, can you survive there? For some days you can survive, but after that you will come toward the society. You need your family members, you need your family, you need your relatives, you need your society. Like animals, we can't live in forest. We are social animals, so we need a society. So after food, first of all we need food. After that we need what? After that we need shelter for our safety life and to lead a social life. The branch of geography in which human settlements and their growth and the associated physical, cultural, and socio-economic factors are studied is called settlement geography. Underline this one. So till now 2 points you have got. First one you have already underlined. This is the second one. The branch of geography. Human settlement is a branch of geography in which we study. Okay, what we study? Human settlement is a branch of settlement geography is a branch of geography. Yes, minute England P, little bit late you are. So now you see, settlement geography is what? The question may come, what is settlement geography? It is not necessary to copy the answer from the book as it is. You should try to understand the meaning so that you can write in your own words. So it is written, what do you mean by settlement geography? So settlement geography is a branch of geography. This is settlement geography is also a branch of geography where we have to study, in which we study about human settlement. Human settlement means what? Just now we have seen in the first line, human settlement is a place where human being they construct their houses or homes. Either it may be for temporary or maybe for permanent. So we will study in settlement geography. We will discuss about the houses, that means human settlement, and even we will start about their growth, about the growth of population, and the associate means which are connected about the physical, cultural, and the different factors. Okay, this definition will give you 3 marks. So underline this one. What do you mean by settlement geography? It is an important branch of human geography, and it is also a part of human geography. The history of growth and development of settlement geography is quite short. The history, that means from when settlement geography have came into limelight, that means have got popularity, is very new. It was a new concept. The world famous German geographer Karl Ritter, underline this one, who is the founder of settlement geography. Who was the founder of settlement geography? It will be Karl Ritter. Karl Ritter is known as the founder of settlement geography. Remember this one, it will give you 1 mark. Of course, it is studies done through element and region-based methods. So to study settlement geography, there are 2 methods. Okay, what are the 2 methods of settlement geography? Or what are the 2 methods of studying settlement geography? It has 2 methods. Number 1 is element-based study, and another one is regional or region-based study or region-based methods. So of course, its study is done through element and region-based methods developed by another famous geographer named Richard Hurststone. Okay, so now you see the father of settlement geography is who? Or who is the father of settlement geography? It is Karl Ritter. But to study settlement geography, the methods given by Richard Hurststone is used. Okay, although Karl Ritter is considered as the founder of settlement geography, but the methods of studying settlement geography is generally followed by Richard Hurststone. That means whatever Richard Hurststone has given the methods, we follow that one to study settlement geography. And Richard Hurststone is not the founder of settlement geography. Remember that one. In element-based study, now you see we have already divided. Now settlement geography is studied in 2 ways. First one is element based, second one is regional based or region based. So let's see first element based. In element based, settlements, location, situation, shape, size, functional attributes, etc. are included. So in element based, we study about the settlement, location, situation, shape, size, functional attribute, etc. of that person particularly. On the other hand, origin and growth of settlements, changing shape, spatial spread and distribution of settlement, form and types, characteristics and location, specific variation of a region are included in region-based study of settlement. So here 2 parts are given, especially these which one we study or which one falls in which method it doesn't come. You have to remember what are the 2 methods or what are the 2 methods of studying settlement geography. The answer will be element based study or element based method and region based methods, and these 2 were developed by Richard Hurststone. Hope you have understood. What you have to remember, if the question, hopefully it will come, that what are the methods, okay, or what are the methods of studying settlement geography. Generally, the method of studying settlement geography has been divided into 2 categories, is not it? First one is element based and another one is regional based or region based. These things you have to remember. Next page. So in fact, besides reflecting the man, let's turn the page, man's relationship with environment, natural environment, the study of settlement also helps to understand the prevailing religious and socio-cultural practices among the people occupying the area. So if we study about settlement geography, we will not only understand the relationship between human being and the environment. Along with that, we will also understand about the different types of religion, different types of cultures that are practices among the people of that area. It should be known that scope of settlement geography ranges from a hut to a skyscraper. Skyscraper generally means a very tall multi-story building. Skyscraper means a building which has many floor, multi-story building it means. So it means in settlement geography will not only study about the rich people, rich families, okay, or either not only about the poor families from a small hut. Small hut means, hope you have understood, a small houses that we can especially see in the village area. So from there to the multi-story buildings, multi-story flat, whatever comes within this, all the things we have to study in settlement geography. Okay, clear? From here, a question is very common which carries 6 mark. I will tell you what is the question as you go to the next page. I think we will see that one. So now we will see origin and the growth of human settlement. We will continue up to 7 primary need of man like food and cloth. Men in ancient time, we know that food, cloth and shelter are basic need, but just you go back to 12,000 years ago, during that time people were leading a homeless life as they didn't have any permanent place for shelter. Understood? So we know that these are basic needs, but they during that time, just before 12,000 years ago, people didn't have a good place for settlement. A homeless life due to lack of any permanent place of settlement. Okay, but with gradual expansion of human knowledge, yes, we know that food, cloth, and shelter. But here, shelter, we know, even though people do not have good quality of shelter, just if you say, many places are there, even in your locality also, people they need good quality of food, they need good quality of cloth, but if you notice their houses are of not good condition because they are okay. There exists a close relationship between human settlement and environment. Yes, it is very good and very good point, and it is very necessary also. There is a relationship between settlement and environment, because at first we will check what we will see, environment of a place. If the environment of a place is very good, we think to settle down there. If you go Rajasthan and if you have seen that everywhere the area is covered by desert, will you settle down there? No. Why no? Because the environment is not suitable to you according to you. But if you go to some hilly regions like hill station, those who love hills, no, I also love hills. Hope I also love hills. Hope you also like hill station or the mountainous regions. The environment, the climate of some places is very favorable. So such places may have little bit population. We cannot say high density because there may be many problems in hilly regions also, like transportation, supply of water, some problems may be there. So those who don't like all this, they will not settle down there. It means what? For settlement of human being, that means for construction of houses, at first we check or we see the environment of that places also. Is not it? Directly will you settle down there if you get some money? Someday if you become a rich person and if you have to settle down somewhere, then you will see the environment. No, you will see the surrounding the situation of that area, what kind of area it is, whether it is safe or not, whether it is secure or not, whether the climatic condition is good or not. You will see all those and finally you will decide whether you have to settle down there or not. So there is a close relationship between human settlement and environment. The origin and growth of human settlement is a place depends on the availability of water, soil, forests, and mineral resources. The origin of the growth of settlement in a place depends on, so whether people will settle down in a place or not. It depends on many things. Okay, it depends on many thing. Like what? Like we have seen. Like availability of water. Yes, there should be availability of water. After that, forest and mineral resources. Yes, forest and mineral resources should also be available. Characteristics, qualities, and various related advantage and disadvantage, and even available of water. Same thing it is written that whether you will settle down in a place or not, it depends on the facility that are available, especially on those places. Now what kind of facility you want, if it is available there, you will be attracted toward that and you will be pulled by that factors, isn't it? pull factor and push factor. Hope you know that one. So the origin and growth of human settlement in a place depends on the availability of water, forest and mineral resources, characteristics, qualities and various related advantages and disadvantages. The human settlement of a place can be permanent or temporary depending on its quantity of resources available and their characteristics, quality. So in a place, whether you will settle down permanently or it will be a temporary period, it depends on the different kinds of qualities or facilities that are present in that area. A permanent settlement is created in the place as a result of long continued process of human habitation in an area. So permanent settlement means what? When a person, when a family will live in a place for a long period of time, we call it permanent settlement. Okay. So let's see the next page. Okay, water is very important for human life. Yes, water is very essential for human life. That is why all forms of settlements grow in the areas with availability of water. So whatever temporary, permanent, whatever types of settlements are there, generally it grows nearby such place where it is where the place is good for water, or where it has the source of water. Among these, the Mesopotamian civilization on the banks of Euphrates, you remember this one, huh? Mesopotamian civilization grew nearby the bank of Euphrates and Tigris River. The Egyptian civilization on the bank of Nile River. The Indus civilization on the bank of River Indus. The Chinese civilization, sorry, the Chinese civilization on the bank of River Hongho are worth mentioning. So whatever civilization, whatever settlements were there, just now whatever we have got, whatever civilization were there, one common thing we have seen, and the common thing is what? That generally these have grown nearby rivers, because we have already seen the first line of this page that water is most essential for human life. Okay. So let's see. In the exam, some of the civilization will be given and it will ask nearby which river it is. So it is necessary to remember. On the other hand, human settlements also grow in some areas based on rich natural resources. So not only nearby the river bank, but in some places which are rich in natural resources like forest resources, mineral resources, etc., even without having the facility of water. So first of all, people have given importance in earlier days. People have given importance to settle down in such places which are rich in or which have lots of water sources. Apart from that, they have also searched such places which are good or which have availability of different kind of resources. Although there was lack of water, but they have settled because of availability of different kind of resources. Necessary water supply to such area is managed from considerable distance, and whatever water was necessary or is still necessary, they supply or water supply to such area is managed from considerable distance through construction of drains or canals. So those who have settled down little bit far from the rivers, they took water to their area with the help of some drain and canals. So next you see, of course, most of the water-centric area means those who are nearby water bodies. Settlements get various advantages, including, yes, what are the benefits for those people who are living nearby the water? Yes, Koirala, who is this Koirala? From where you are, Koirala? Is this Molloy or who? Of course, most of the water-centric area means those places which are rich in water bodies or which has lots of water bodies. So get various advantages. They get very much benefit if they live nearby the water bodies. Okay. Maloi means what? Maloi. Maloi. Who are you? Kasvir Koirala. From where you are, Koirala? Is this Maloi? Availability of water, so they get water especially for agricultural purpose or even for transportation purposes also. Generally, the cultivators establish their settlement only in the areas having suitable soil for agriculture, and especially cultivator or people, especially the farmers or who depends on agriculture, they prefer that kind of soil or that kind of place which is suitable for agriculture. That kind of soil they need which is suitable for agriculture. Now, what kind of soil it means? Fertile soil. The cultivators of Europe prefer to select agriculturally suitable level land areas for their settlement. And the people or the cultivator, the farmers of Europe, they prefer such places which are good for cultivation. Such place they want to settle down in such place. On the other hand, the Mongoloid, we have already come to know about Mongoloid, Caucasoid, and Negroid. So on the other hand, the Mongoloid people who migrated to Southeast Asia used to select the river valleys and coastal plains area for their settlement. So the Mongoloid people who have migrated to Southeast Asia, they need what kind of land? They need river valleys and nearby the coastal area. Okay. Okay, this Koirala, well done. Okay, so they have selected the coastal valleys, coastal plains, and the river valleys. In this, especially as it was good for rice cultivation, they have selected such places. Okay, in this way, on fulfillment of requirement of water and soil, generally the flood-free highlands areas are selected by men for settlement. So finally, all the places were selected by the farmers. So at the very beginning, as it was good for the cultivation. After that, whatever land like plain area or free highlands area, those were not people who those were not dependent on agriculture. They have selected such places like in this way on fulfillment of requirement of water and soil. Generally, the flood free highland means which are free from flood are selected by men for their settlement, like mountainous regions, plateaus, all are selected for settlement purposes. Moreover, the areas with plenty of food items. So, moreover, the areas which are rich in food items, favorable climate, that means good climate, availability of housing materials, etc., including safety and security, are also always prepared for settlement. So, for settlement purpose, we always need what kind of land we need. That kind of area which is good in which has good climatic condition, which has lots of housing material. That means for construction of houses we need lots of materials. We need and if it is available in such area, we also tried or we will also think to move there, or we also want to settle down there. And if the place should also be safety and it should be very secure for our life. Okay, so this kind of place we need or we prefer for our settlement. That is why the human settlements which are originated in the areas rich in necessary mineral, forest power, agro-based resource, etc., and having well-developed transport communication system witness rapid growth of population. So especially those area where people get many facilities like good transport system, and lastly we have seen where it has availability of mineral or forest resource power, agro-based resources. Generally there we can see a high density of population as the facilities are generally high there for the people. Okay. So beside the prevalence of religious and other socio-cultural traits among the people of an area also has significant influence upon the nature of house construction and overall settlement pattern in that area. So beside the prevalence religious, now if we are settling down in hilly regions and if some other are in plain area, the way of constructing houses or the design of the houses are not same or it will be different, isn't it? So it you see last line, beside the prevalence of religious and socio-cultural traits among the people of an area also has significant influence upon the nature of house construction and overall settlement patterns in that area. So religion or the socio culture or the culture, along with that the house pattern is also is generally we can see has significant influence upon the nature of houses. So all the things while constructing houses, many things it will be responsible. We will see our religion, yes, with the help of with religion while constructing houses also, especially Hindu people, they will follow many rituals. No, they will follow some religions, and after that they will design or they will construct their houses. And apart from that, the climate or the environment is also responsible for the settlement pattern. Settlement pattern means now what kind of settlement it will be. Now settlement pattern we will discuss. There are many settlement pattern. We can see here just below that page. Let's see. You can see this one. In this context, the different platform houses called changhar. Hope you have seen changhar. Okay, changhar means now the houses, especially which have some pillar, and above that pillar they make a platform, and on that platform they construct houses. We call it changhar. That means as it has a pillar like a chang, that means bed, we call it changhar. Okay. Clear? So now it's 7:06. So I think we will stop here. Tomorrow we will discuss the next part, that is 4.2. Okay, but here you see total near about 4 to 5. 1, 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, total 7 figures are given here. Okay, 7 figures are given here. You just if possible you have to draw. Actually this drawing will be there in exam for 6 mark, so you should practice. And tomorrow I'll try to clarify whatever confusion you will have in this. Okay, so we will just discuss the remaining part of this lesson tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much for joining us in this session. Tomorrow at 6:15 once again we'll meet to discuss the remaining part. Thank you very much for joining us in this session. Bye bye. Stay at home. Take care of yourself. Yes, you can leave the class. Okay. Yes, all will not come, and only one will come. But now which one will come, we don't know, Mirban. So at least once you have to study all. Okay, it's only one question will be there which will be there in the exam, but which one will be there, it will be little bit difficult to tell you that one right now. But you should try all those at least once. If you understand, it will be good for you.